G'day guys, Nigel here from Aquarium Central, and here we are visiting Sydney, New South Wales, and we are here to visit one of our live fish suppliers, Aquatic Solutions, who are one of the largest aquarium live fish suppliers in Australia and definitely in New South Wales. Let's head on through the doors and see what's inside. And just a reminder, these guys are open to retailers only. They are not open to your public purchasing. Let's go have a look. This is the entryway here into Aquatic Solutions, and they have made use of every space in this place, including putting all these gardening down the side and gives you a bit of a foresty entrance look, including little ponds. Everywhere in this building, I think there's something to find. So let's go keep looking. As we come through the door into the building, you'll find fish tanks galore. Julian has made use of every little space. And just like us, he looks to be a hobbyist, and these seem to be all his personal tanks, including we have here a toga, as well as these other tanks here for cichlids, Oscars. I guess these are all his beloved pets. Unlike other wholesalers, Aquatic Solutions is very much a labyrinth maze. Everywhere you turn, there's another doorway and another room full of all sorts of fish. Here we are, we've walked into a room full of shrimp and snails and plants. We'll have a bit of a look around, see what we can find. Just come into one of the rooms here, and you can feel by the air that's obviously the Coldwater species room, where we're going to find all our goldfish. And here we are in New South Wales. So in New South Wales, what is allowed down here is koi. We can't have it in most other states in Australia. In Queensland, we can't have them where we're from, but here in New South Wales, they're completely legal, and you can buy them here at Aquatic Solutions. I wish we could get them for our shop. Just in the goldfish room still here, and there's just aisle after aisle after aisle of goldfish. Now the difference look here to your normal wholesaler, every tank looks a little bit more personalized. They even put decorations in the tank, make it a little bit more homely for the fish, and you can buy and find here larger, different looking fish rather than just a bulk wholesaler. It's quite unique and quite different to other wholesalers. Being the cooler area here, you'll even find the Axelottles, which are still ever so popular since they made their way onto Minecraft. There's a beautiful white specimen here. Some people call them pink due to their pink body and pink gills. White is what we call them in our store. Walking around here, we found one of the rarer types of sharks that you can buy here in Australia, and that is the albino red-tailed shark. So not the red-tailed black shark, which we're familiar with. This is the albino version of the red-tailed black shark. An excellent fish to put with your African cichlids, very feisty. As we walk down this aisle here, we find many different types of peacocks, but Julian has informed us that he's had a rush on his peacocks and he has a shipment arriving from Indonesia. But if we look carefully, we can still find some of the peacocks, including some really nice coloured up red shoulder peacocks. So they obviously have been fed the colour food to bring all the colours into the tanks. They are looking stunning. You can see why they're a very popular fish. So every little space is being used here, including shipping container space. The room I'm walking down now is actually a shipping container, and you can see the space is used on either sides of the container for fish tanks. This is a way that you used to do breeding rooms back in my days, but here it's being used as a tropical room. It's quite warm in here, it's well insulated, and it's a great way to use your space. It's just a labyrinth of fish tanks here, and I'm finding myself crab walking between the aisles as they have literally jam-packed every row full after fish tank to the maximum space they can use. There's so many different varieties of fish here at this wholesaler, and there's often you'll find fish here that you won't find at any other wholesaler. just want to interrupt this video for a moment as I'm back home now at Aquarium Central, and I want to show you the difference between the fish when you're seeing them in a wholesale environment where they've just come through importation versus in a retail environment in our store being ready to go to your home. These are those super gold rams that were down at the wholesalers. Now that they're in a tank with substrate, planting, some decoration, and they've settled in. We have been feeding them the super color from Aquamunch to bring out their colors with good lighting, and you can see the difference. Here we are in the Cichlid Room here at Aquatic Solutions, where all around the wall from ceiling to floor are tanks full of cichlids, both American and African cichlid. Again, the walkways are quite narrow, but on this side of the wall I can see a variety of African cichlids, including American cichlids. And here we have a tank of the flag cichlid, or what it is actually the insignis, which looks very much to the flag cichlid. Very, very similar looking fish, but not the same. Salvini super reds, red zebras from African cichlids. Lots of earth eaters I can see going on down the side here. More Africans on this side as we continue our way down the corridor. It is quite warm and cozy in here because they are a tropical fish, so the room is kept warm to keep the fish comfortable rather than heating every individual tank. As we make our way around, there are nips and crannies down the back walls here as well. Also full of African cichlids, where we have your cobalt blue, some really nice looking red empress up the top here starting to color up. Keep walking around the corner and you've guessed it, more African cichlids right to the back wall, and it continues on down the room. Again, you can see it's shoulder to shoulder walking through here, so they make use of every bit of space. Some really nice looking blue dolphins here. If you want to get them in the medium size, you can also buy them in a large size. Once they get to this size, you'll start to see why they call it the blue dolphin, where it gets that hump on its head and the face like a dolphin. It's not a dolphin, it's a freshwater cichlid from Lake Africa. And we continue down, we've got red forest jewels, Mangano, again more tanks in the middle here. Some earth eaters up the top here. More Mangano. Mangano, a very stunning African cichlid. Both male and female are brightly coloured with the black and blue stripes. And we come down to the end here, more cichlids. As you get, this is the Cichlid Room, so it's lived up to its reputation. Plenty of cichlids to choose from around the room. Let's get some goodies, get them in our box and get them home. Here we are in the crazy end, the crazy part of the business, and this is where all the packing's done. And it's a very high-paced, fast-skilled job. What Julian's doing here in front of us is he's checking the stock, he's checking the fish, he's bagging them, double bagging them, injecting them with oxygen, and then sealing them here with the staple machine to get them out to the stores. You can see it's a very high demand business. That's our order packed, ready to make its way on a plane up to Queensland. Thank you, Julian, for having us around today and letting us look around your amazing setup here. Julian is the owner here at Aquatic Solutions. He also is the owner up at Aquatic Culture up at Cairns, where they have been breeding neons, Australian neons, amongst a variety of other fish, which are the hardiest neons you'll buy in this hobby now. We've got rid of that neon tetra disease. It's very rare to see. They're amazing hardy fish. Well done, Julian. Good job at that. Now for us to jump on a plane, we're going to race these boxes back to Queensland and see who gets there first. We'll see you next time. All right, we've just arrived back and it looks like the order has beat us back to the store. So we're going to get these unboxed and get them into our tanks.